Tuesday. Hello, folks. It's July 16th. It's Tuesday. I'm Subaru Steve Montgomery, and I am back in the beautiful resort city of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Folks, it's hot today. How hot is it, you're saying? Right now, it's around 90, but it's going to go up to about 98. And heat advisories here in our area, in my area, 105 to 111 today. So, folks, if you're outdoors, be very careful. Make sure you're hydrated. Listen, I want to talk about a shocking truth today, folks. And this is something that really does get me passionate. Our country is in such a state of disarray, so many crazy things happening across our nation with missing children and political assassinations and people running for local offices and all of this running around. We have never been more divided as a nation as we are today, in my humble opinion. You see, the great United States of America has become nothing more than a laughing stock around the globe as the great divided states of America. We need to put the red and the blue aside, starting with the two senior citizens. Hello, Mimi. How are you today? Starting with these two senior citizens that should be in assisted living. Sorry, guys, but you're both too old. I have my favorite candidate, but he's a senior citizen. He's older than me. Come on. I'm living on Social Security, driving 2 days a week just to get out and talk to people, just to get out and be alive and enjoy my life a little now that I've worked hard my whole life. Why are you two working late into your 70s and 80s? What I hear Biden the other day go, well, you know what? Am I too old? Well, I'm only 3 years older than Trump, right? Only 3 years older than Trump. So I must not be too old. Wrong. With all due respect, President Biden, you're 80 plus years old. You're too old to be the president of the United States. This is not a kingdom. You're not the king until you die or until you hand it down. Trump, with all due respect to you, you're 78. If you'd have jumped to the ground, you'd have broken a bone the other day. Thank God you weren't hurt more than you were. You're both too old. The average age of the president today is 55 years old and raising, as long as these older presidents remain in office. I'm sorry, folks, but U.S. Navy SEALs retire at 45 and 50. They're not out doing active duty missions. You know why? They're not in their prime. Our president needs to be in his prime. Democrat or Republican, hogwash. If nothing else, the political parties have divided this country. Why would a 20-year-old get himself shot by trying to assassinate a political candidate? A 20-year-old, come on, he's a kid. He's graduated high school, he's experimenting with college, and he's training on his off time with weapons. Nobody notices this stuff. This country needs help, and it needs help from those of you in your prime, okay? Don't get my age to go, hey, wait a minute, we got problems. Because you know what the problem is I'm letting you guys know about? Our problems are 15 years ahead of me. And that's the president of the United States? Come on. You're both too old. I challenge you both to talk to each other and both agree to step aside. Let's get fresh blood. Let's mandate age limits with the term limits, okay? Why would I want to pay my taxes to pay somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars more than me, working older than me, and raking in the money while I continue to try to live in a world that's so uncertain? Folks, that's the shocking truth. We absolutely need age limits, along with term limits, on all political offices, foreign and domestic, local and federal, state, and whatever you want to call it. If you're old enough to collect Social Security, you're old enough to retire, then you should retire. Don't put our country in jeopardy because you're on some ego trip, because you still think you're good enough and old enough and wise enough and smart enough. The facts are you can't get out and run like you used to do. I'm talking about physically. And if you can't do it physically, then you shouldn't be in charge of our country. That's the shocking truth as I see it. I got to calm down. Really bothered me. You all have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have something happy tomorrow. I promise. I'm really passionate about this. It's our country. It's my country. It's my children and my grandchildren's country. I got to go, folks. You hear me. That's the shocking truth. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.